Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about a common mistake homesteaders make, and this is a mistake you don't want to make in these days that we're living in now. And this comes up from time to time. As you guys may know, because I've mentioned it a few times on my channel, I'm doing consulting for homesteaders in the OZARKs area. I don't go outside the OZARKs unless you want to do something virtual. But something that comes up quite a bit and has come up quite a bit throughout the years are homesteaders who try to bite off more than they can chew. And here's what I have seen throughout the years. And I've done videos before on this. Homesteading family comes in, they get their homestead, and then they try to tackle anything and everything they can when it comes to homesteading. They'll take on chickens, they'll take on ducks, they'll take on cows, they'll take on goats, they'll take on sheep, they'll take on peacocks, they'll take on, you name it, they've got it. And I got camels. I mean, I've seen camels. Like, where do you get a camel? There are some people who have camels here. Alpacas and stuff like that too. But it's like, and not to mention gardens and fruit trees and this and that. And it's like, within a couple years, they get very burned out and they get frustrated and then they just quit and they move back to the city. And I'm like, guys, it boggles my mind every single time I see a family come out here, start the work, and they get frustrated or something happens and they move back to the city. And I'm like, you're just like going back and getting your seat back on the Hindenburg. You know this isn't going to last. But Zach, we've been saying this for years. The world's going to fall apart. It's all going to collapse. It hasn't happened yet. I can still go to the store and buy things. I spent over $5 on a 1-gallon container of vinegar the other day. $5. Now, I keep some vinegar reserves, okay? I'm not one of these people who can make my own vinegar. Again, I don't take on too many things. I try to concentrate on the things that I can concentrate on. Yes, I know I can make my own vinegar. Thank you for the comment, keyboard commandos. You can make your own vinegar, Zach. You don't need to buy it at the store. I know that. But, I'm a single dad. I homeschool my kids. I only have a certain amount of time that I can spend on things. So I try to, yes, I buy vinegar. I know how to make it. I can do $5. Guys, before this whole thing started off just a couple years ago with this, pandemic, it was like 98 cents for a gallon. 98 cents. And now it's over $5 freaking dollars. What is going on? This inflation it's not going to get better. Don't think you're going to move back to the city and be like, oh, Zach, this is never going to happen. We're going to be fine. We tried the homesteading thing. It just didn't work out. We got burned out. It was hard. But we're going to go back to the city. Like, it's going to be good there. I don't want you to get burned out. I want you to succeed. I want you to rise above it all. And I want you to be able to produce things. That's who's going to pull through this. It's going to be the producers. People who can produce things, whether it's chickens, eggs, some sort of meat product, protein product, who can grow their own food, who can make a homesteading product and then be able to barter and trade with their neighbors, or maybe able to find other sources of recurring income to be able to use their land efficiently and effectively. Those are the people who are going to survive this thing. And it's coming. It's not here yet. Guys, you have not seen hyperinflation yet. Speaking of that, I'd like to pull this out every once in a while. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. This is a real Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe $100 trillion bill. This is a real bill. This is real. I think I bought this for $5 years ago. Now they're selling on eBay for the real ones. There's a lot of fakes out there now of these. But the real ones are selling for between $200 and $500, something like that. That, $1 trillion bill worth $500. But back when it was made, it was worth less than a penny. It was worth nothing. Nothing. That's where we're headed. Okay? History does not tell lies. We're going to get there. And so I don't want you to get burned out. And this is the mistake I see people make many times, where they'll just take on different things, so many things, and they feel frustrated, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a pretty good amount of losses. You're going to try different things, and many, many things on your homestead are going to fail. And you can get very frustrated by that. I have been frustrated. I just mentioned to a consult that I did tonight, they're doing hydroponics, and that's fantastic. Hydroponics is something that does work. We did for a number of years, aquaponics, and it does work. It does produce food. It does produce fish. It's harder to do that up in the northern latitudes where I am. I'm even technically still in the south. But to get quick protein, like they recommend tilapia does not grow where I live. You're not going to grow tilapia. They're going to freeze to death. And I am an admitted serial killer when it comes to fish. I have killed hundreds of fish because I tried to grow tilapia here in these northern latitudes. If you're down in Florida, you can do this all day long. And you get lots of rain down there almost daily that you can replenish your supply. But in the hot summer months here in northwest Arkansas, in the Ozarks, I mean, I was losing I had a giant system. I was losing about 250 gallons a week just through evaporation because we weren't getting any rain and it was hot. And my system's always running. It's just got to be too much. And so I try to I'm like, okay, this is too much. I got to find something that's more low maintenance. This is too high maintenance. I want to produce the most amount of calories that I can and have the least amount of effort that I can. Oh, Zach, that sounds lazy. No, that's just smart. You're not going to if the juice isn't worth the squeeze, stop squeezing. It's not that hard to think about. It's not that hard to figure out. So what I tell, because the reality is if you're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and you don't get any juice, finally you just get frustrated and you give up. No, you gotta squeeze different things. That's all. Find the things that are worth squeezing that you get a lot of juice from. And aquaponics for us just isn't it. So we tried that. We had failures. We had things where we spent so much time and effort building, and in the long run, it just wasn't worth it. And that's okay. But you're going to get those failures. What you do is you try to refocus. You'd be like, okay, I know we have a goal still. Our goal is to be self-sufficient, to be able to produce things, to be able to produce as much food as possible, to be able to provide a healthy lifestyle for ourselves and for our children. And so we're going to keep going forward. And you get rid of the things that, are a burden, that get in the way. And you keep the things that produce for you and produce well for you. But one of the ways to avoid that is just don't do so much at once. But that's what I see a lot of people do. And I've seen lots of people come and move away. And I think I told this story before. I had a guy locally who said, Zach, if they can make it for 6 years, chances are they're going to make it. If they stick around for 6 years, chances are 6 years, the seventh year, chances are they're going to make it. They're going to pull through, But usually within the first 6 years, some people who come in, within that time frame, they're out. Just is what it is. This is coming, guys. We are going to get there. I saw today, they're giving $10,000 per immigrant of tax dollars. That's money printer go burr. And some of these cities are talking about all the money they're going to start giving thousands of dollars to all these people. They're talking about residents. Was it Gretchen Whitmer is pleading to her citizens to open up your home to take these people in. And don't worry, we'll give you tax incentives. We'll give you money. Money printer go burr. We are going to get here. I've been telling you, I have been saying on this channel for a long time, you're going to see the day. You will see the day where you're being charged $10,000 for a loaf of bread. You will. You're going to see it, and people think I'm crazy. Nope. History never lies. And we are on that trajectory. We have banks that are leveraged to the hilt we cannot raise interest rates anymore. But the reality is we need to raise interest rates in at least another 2 points to stop inflation, because it has not been stopped yet. You all know the inflation is there, and that's the only way you can kill inflation is to raise interest rates, but the banks are over leveraged as it is. There are layoffs happening more and more. You see it. The banks are out. You can't raise it anymore. And so the whole market's clamoring for a decrease in the interest rates. And it doesn't matter if they lower interest rates or not. Inflation is going to be in your future. Hyperinflation, massive hyperinflation is in your future. You've got to take homesteading seriously. Make that your goal. But then don't take on so much that you can't focus on what your goal is. You're going to get failures. You take the successes and you build on those. You find out what works, you're going to keep doing that. And then you're going to kind of experiment to see what other things work. And then each time you find something that works, you pull it over to the success column. And you place it there and you keep doing it. That's what we've been doing. That's basically what we've been doing for the last almost 13 years now. So what do you guys think? Here's what we're going to do in the comments section today. What are your failures? Give me your biggest failures, the things that you tried that didn't work and you said, you know what, this just isn't worth my time anymore. Give me that down in the comments below. And if you want to put your successes too, the things that you tried and maybe finally you had a breakthrough, put that below. Here's what that's going to do. When you list your failures and successes and you give your experience in the comments below, and some of you guys have been absolutely fantastic in some of the recent videos that I've done where I ask for you guys to do this. You guys really give your stories and you give some details. That's really going to help people when they're trying to find the same things that you tried to find years before, because there are a lot of people jumping off and getting into this boat and they need help. And so you leaving a comment about your experience, whether it's a success or a failure, could absolutely tremendously help some people who are reading in the comments. I am one of the people who go through comments. I definitely go through comments, even on videos. I'm not my video. On other people's videos, I like to read comments. So lots of people are like me. They do the same thing, so you could be helping people. Hey, listen, right now, Perfect Pickler, I don't have my kits in here. PerfectPickler.com. We are doing a free packet of cabbage seed this spring while supplies last. I have several hundred packets that were given to me by ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. ClearwaterValleyFarms.com has given me a whole bunch of cabbage seeds so that everybody who orders a Perfect Pickler kit from right now for the rest of the spring is going to get a free packet of cabbage, okay, with your kit, whether it's the Master System kit or the Value Package kit. So if you need spring seeds right now, you can go to ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. They were very kind enough. I'm not getting any kickbacks from this. They do sell some of my Homestead packets up there, but I'm not getting any kickback for that. They're a good family company that sells seeds for your garden. ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. Check them out for all of your seeds this spring. And if you order a Perfect Pickler kit, you're going to get a packet anyway of cabbage seeds to be able to grow some cabbage and then ferment it so you can have better gut health. Also, we still got these books over. We're giving away the PDF books of these herbal extract books over at patreon.com. You can join our Patreon for at least as little as $1 a month to get you access to these PDF downloads. If you bought these PDF downloads on Amazon, you're going to pay $800 for one and $900 for the other. And the reason they're so expensive is because of the valuable information contained within. You don't know how to be a doctor. You don't know how to get medicines. I better not say that on YouTube. There's a lot of great information on how, why, and when to use these tinctures. There's lots of videos out there that tell you how to make tinctures, but very few. They're kind of censored about how to use them and why to use them and when to use them. Okay, that's what these books do. These were written over 100 years ago. The information was written over 100 years ago. These were printed back in the 80s, I think. And they're written by a guy who lived back in the 1800s. They're out of copyright, out of print. Join patreon.com/An-American Homestead. Link in the description below. You can get access to these, get them printed out into hard copies. You will greatly benefit by doing so. All right, guys. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. Have you ever gone to a health food store and seen all those small bottles of probiotics in your cooler section? Man, can they be pricey. Are you really getting all you need to improve your gut health from those expensive bottles? How viable are they? Most of those products claim to give you between 8 and 15 strains of gut-healthy healing bacteria. Think of each strain of bacteria as a different factory in your gut. Each factory is responsible for breaking down that food in its own way. The more factories you have, the more the food is broken down and the easier the food is absorbed and digested by the body. A 2018 study published by the National Library of Medicine shows that one fermented head of cabbage can produce up to 114 strains of beneficial bacteria. That's a lot more food factories than you're getting from that expensive pill bottle. And that's just cabbage. Imagine the probiotics when you add garlic, onions, pepper, and more to that ferment. PerfectPickler.com and its home fermentation kits provide you with everything you need to get started making your own gut-healthy food factories from the comfort of your own kitchen. PerfectPickler.com even provides a jam-packed recipe book with many of our kits. Visit PerfectPickler.com and start fermenting your own veggies to begin your journey to better gut health. That's PerfectPickler.com.
Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.